I've got 8 questions listed here. I give you 3 rolls on the tower, and whatever we land on, that's where we start. Number 3 is four-legged friends. Do you have any pets?
Yes, I do. I have a dog called Totoro, she's a Bichon Frise Shih Tzu and Cavalier Cross. I miss her so much. She's getting older, so she's a little bit grumpy these days. She's quite stubborn. She's a bit cheeky. She's not the best trained dog, but I love her.
Roll number 2 for you. 1, I'm happy we landed on this. What do you have planned for Halloween?
I feel guilty saying this, but I don't have anything planned for Halloween. I am not, maybe I'm lazy, I don't know, but I don't put a lot of effort into dressing up. I don't put a lot of effort into decorating. I know it's really disappointing. I don't know, it's not really my holiday. It's not when I thrive, but I admire everyone who pull out all the stops.
All right, we could fix this a little. I feel like I should give you a Halloween movie recommendation, but first, just so I get a sense of your horror taste, what is your favorite horror movie that you've seen?
Am I allowed to say, this isn't a horror movie, but it's really scary. Am I allowed to say Coraline?
No, it's a pretty creepy movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Coraline. I think that's the one that comes to mind now. I just think it's really beautifully made. I love animation. Sometimes I like it more than live performances.
This is called must-haves. What is something that you can't be on set without? Whether it's your sides, a certain snack, something to pass the time in between scenes, you name it.
I think my water bottle, just because it's very important to keep hydrated while you're working. But it becomes, I feel very guilty about this, but it becomes an inconvenience to other people because I'm a very forgetful person. So oftentimes I'll just leave my water bottle in random places on set, and I don't know, we'll have to go on the hunt for it. So yeah, it's my water bottle, but it's not always the most ideal thing.
As someone who's addicted to coffee, I'm always impressed when someone says their answer is a water bottle. I need that. I need you to send those vibes in my direction so I become a healthier person.
I will send those vibes, but I understand you on the coffee because I'm a coffee lover as well.
You're going to play My Movie, My Way, and we're going to put a little bit of a Last Night in Soho spin on it. So we're going to build your own scenario here. The first question is, we've got to pick a particular place. So let's say you can rent a room in the movie or TV show house of your choice. Where do you want to rent that room?
Does it have to be a room? Can it be I want to say the cat bus from My Neighbor Totoro. It looks so fluffy and furry and comfortable.
You go to sleep there and you get to experience the life of one of the characters in it. Which character do you pick and why?
I guess I'll pick Totoro. He just lives in such a beautiful green forest world, and he can fly, and he's so big and fluffy, and you just be able to hug yourself. Yeah.
Now, you wake up and you get to take a quality of this character with you. What is it?
The love of nature.
All right, one last one here because, we always like to put new spins on things. So, you enter this movie. What is the big twist that you want to make happen to make your version of it different?
I don't know. It was all a dream.
It always works. So it's always a good twist to lean on.
If my English teacher heard me say that, she would not be impressed.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for a brand new episode of Ladies Night with one of my absolute favorites. I am so thrilled to welcome Thomasin McKenzie to the show. Hello, and congratulations on Last Night in Soho.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So first, do you remember when you first decided that you wanted to become an actor? But then do you remember the moment when you discovered that you needed to be an actor, when a performance just felt so right that you knew deep down that you had to have that feeling again?
I think when I discovered that I wanted to become an actor, or that it could be, a potential career path, was when I was 13. I did a film called Consent, the Louise Nicholas story, which was it's a true story about a woman called Louise Nicholas who was sexually abused by a group of policemen when she was very young, and she took them to court. It was a very harrowing story, and I played the young Louise, and it kind of opened my eyes to the potential of sharing really important stories through acting, through film. When I realized I needed to be an actor, I think I keep on realizing that. It's because it is it can be quite an emotionally draining job, so you go in ups and downs, but constantly rediscovering that need. I think recently was when this year I filmed a series called Life After Life, which was directed by John Crowley, and he was such a wonderful director, and I had a wonderful experience on that production, and we were coming to the last day of shooting, and I was just mourning, really mourning the ending, the coming to an end of that production, and that's when I realized whoa, this is acting is so meaningful to me, and it's just what I really love to do, especially the collaboration. I really love the discussion side of acting. I think my favorite time, my favorite part of the process at the moment is the rehearsal period, because you can just kind of talk and discuss and collaborate and bounce your ideas off of each other, because it really is it's a team effort. So yeah, I think going back to the question, I'm constantly realizing how much I need this.
You've worked with some of the most incredible directors out there. I could go on a list right now, but we will be here for quite a while. So I imagine each and every one of them has their own unique approaches to their work. But do you ever notice any shared traits among the directing greats, things that you really appreciate that all of them do for you?
For me, something that I really appreciate in a director is when they lead with kindness, I think, because they are the leader of the set. They're the one that everyone is looking to, and I think great actors don't have to assert their dominance or power, but they just like that the environment that they create, one that is a caring and kind of embracing environment, one where a director who listens to people, who kind of incorporates different experiences and ideas. I think I love working with those kind of directors.
Bringing up the idea of a director setting the tone, it also makes me think the actor who has the longest filmography, is the most famous, is number one on the call sheet. They often have the opportunity to set the tone on set too. So on any of your past projects, have you ever seen a co-star like that do something that you really admired and, put in your back pocket to bring on to one of your films where you're number one on the call sheet?
Do you know, I think I'm thinking of Ben Foster in Leave No Trace. I think I really admired how invested he was in the film. Ben really, really, really cared about Leave No Trace, and he was about to become a dad himself, so it meant a lot to him. And he just was completely engaged and present, he had opinions and ideas, and he was excited about it. And he'd show up and he'd be ready to go, and he'd be open to anything, and also how generous he was to me, how open he was to connecting with me and making me feel welcome. And I really loved working with Ben, and I thought the kind of tone that he set was really wonderful.
With that being a bit of a game changer, I'm curious how it reshaped what, making it or the dream looked like, because you have an idea of what you want to achieve before that movie comes out and it changes the game. But again, going back to the idea of doors opening that you might not have realized were even there before, how did that impact what your ultimate goals were for what you wanted to do with an acting career?
To be honest, I still don't know what my ultimate goals are.
You don't have to.
Okay. Something I did, when Leave No Trace was released and I started going to different meetings to meet with different potential agents, they kind of made it known to me that I could become a writer or a producer, or I could direct. I don't just have to be an actress. I could kind of experiment in different parts of creating a film. And I don't think I'm at the stage yet to do that. I definitely, as I was saying, directing, acting too, but directing is a big job. And I want some more time to grow personally and kind of develop my own voice before I make something. But yeah, I'm very excited about what could possibly happen in the future, and not just with acting, but I'd like to go to university. I'd like to do lots of things.
All right, last night in Soho now. So you said, I feel like I'm coming out of this project with a lot more knowledge of what it means to be an actor. So with that in mind, what is a new tool in your acting toolkit, so to speak, that you can credit to your experience on Last Night in Soho?
I think the big thing is to be able to separate yourself from your character. I wouldn't say I'm a method actress, because I think that can be quite dangerous personally, at least for me. I need that distinction between me and who I'm playing, especially when you're taking on dark subject matters, which I often do. So I think that is it, just to be able to return to myself at the end of the day, and to spend time with family and friends, and to do things that I enjoy, and not to feel as if I always need to be in that character's headspace. I think I thought, while filming Last Night in Soho, I thought that in order to give a good performance, if Ellie was suffering, then I should be suffering, but that's not true. I think you do a better job. Again, this is just this is me, it's different for everyone, but I do a better job when I'm actually happy, because then I'm not constantly second guessing myself, and I am able to be proud of myself. I'm able to be proud of my work. So that's really important as well, just to, take care of yourself. And also I think just Edgar was he's such a specific director, so he really taught me a lot. I think I really admired, he is so passionate about what he does, and he is so invested in what he does, so that was really inspirational to me.
It's one of the things I love about him most, because I think you can see that passion for what he does radiating off the screen, and that kind of quality catches on, and it adds enthusiasm to the audience experience.
Yeah, you really do. He is, he's so dedicated to what he does, and you don't only see that in the film, but you also see that in the way he's promoting the film as well. He puts everything into it. It's really amazing.
I have to ask about some of the movie magic here, because I'm literally sitting there watching certain scenes of this movie, and I just I want to shout this is what movie magic is, and it excites me to no end. So I guess when it comes to the choreography, let's start with what was the most difficult thing to pull off, and can you kind of walk us through the technical components of how you make that happen?
I definitely think the Café de Paris sequence, the dancing, that was really hard to pull off, because it was a lot of it was done live. There was very little stitching or editing in that sequence, except for the one shot they used in the trailer. There's behind the scenes footage out there of Anya and I ducking and kind of running out of shot, and swapping places behind Matt. Anya would duck down and I'd come up from behind. So I think it was really complicated, but so satisfying when we got through the whole thing. yeah, just it took a lot of dance rehearsals, a lot of time. Another difficult thing was the opening shot with Ellie, kind of dancing in her newspaper dress through the bedroom. The difficult thing about that was that the dress was expertly made. It was amazing, but it was so big, and whenever I twirled or whatever, it would get caught on something and rip, and I'd feel so guilty because Sam, one of the costume team, she'd put so much time and effort into making it. So I was like, oh, I don't want to ruin this incredible creation. But yeah. Well, I guess another difficult thing was just like working in Soho as well during the night and during the day, like at all hours really, because there's so many people that aren't gonna get out of your shot, that will be walking right on through if they want to. I remember there was one scene outside of a nightclub with Michael, and there was it was in the middle of the night, and there was a group of drunk partiers who walked through the shot, and they were trying to distract us, but we just kept on going, and eventually they realized they weren't going to get our attention, so they just kind of walked off because they were bored.
Thomasin, thank you so much for spending some time on Ladies Night with us.
Thank you.
Congratulations on Last Night in Soho. I am a little obsessed with it, and huge congratulations on your entire filmography. You are exceptional.
Thank you for having me. It was lovely seeing you again.